back to Glow Up with Shelly, and in today's video I have all of these brushes and I don't know what to do with them. What brushes for what again? If you struggle with making sense of brushes, this video is for you. I'm going to tell you what brush to use to achieve what look in your eyeshadow. I'll put timestamps in there so you can rewatch if you need to. Let's talk brushes for Shadow Saturday. Remember, this channel is all about glowing up, transformative skincare, flawless makeup, and a lifestyle to match. If that resonates with you, hit subscribe. Don't forget to ring the notification bell. I want you to know when I post future videos. So let's talk eyeshadow brushes. Okay, so the first brush we're gonna talk about is the eyeshadow blender brush. This is a really important brush because it's one that's going to really make your eyeshadow kind of blend together well. And so you're gonna use this brush throughout the process. And I would say if you were to invest in any brush, this is one brush that you should probably invest in. And the great thing is it comes in most eyeshadow brush sets. So here I have blender brushes. And as you can see, and I've got several sets of brushes, guys. I have a lot of brushes, so don't think that you have to have this many brushes. You only need 4 to 5 good brushes and you can complete any eyeshadow look. So let's talk blender brushes because they come in different sizes, as you can see. So this is a really big blender brush, and I got this in an eyeshadow set that had a full set of 8 brushes, and it's a really great blending brush. And so this is the brush that you would want to blend out your eyeshadow. Blend your eyeshadow into other eyeshadows. And this would be the brush that you do it with. You can do it with a bigger brush like this, blender brush. This is gonna give you a lot of diffusion of color all around your eye, or you can do it with a smaller blending brush like this. That's gonna give a little bit more compact, but it's still gonna blend and diffuse that eyeshadow around your eyes. So this brush would be great for diffusing the eyeshadow around your eye once you've deposited the color on there. That is an excellent brush for that. And like I said, you can use any size. A good set of brushes usually has a blending brush in it. The next brush I'm gonna talk about is the eyeshadow stamp brush. This brush is good for depositing larger amounts of color. It can sometimes be rounded, and here I have an example of 3 rounded stamp brushes. So they can be more rounded. This one's a little flatter, as you can't tell. So this is also a stamp brush, and it does have a flat surface. So it can be flat or it can be rounded, and it really just gets that color kind of like deeper in creases. You can stamp color and deposit a lot more color into one specific area of the eye. If it's tongue shaped, you can use it to blend out color. These are just a really good brush to have. So I highly suggest that you do have a smaller brush of some sort. It can be one that you use for different purposes. You don't have to have multiple brushes, but having one that is a little bit more compact, that deposits a little bit more color, is going to give you some of those looks that you're trying to achieve. So the next brush that I have that would be a benefit for anyone who wants to achieve certain eyeshadow looks is the contoured blending brush. And I have 2 sizes here. You only need one size. You don't need more than that. And I would even say if you had a contoured blending brush, you could get away with not having a stamp brush because they're really going to deposit color in specific areas. It has a slightly pointed tip, so it will diffuse the eyeshadow out. And it's really good for kind of getting in and diffusing that eyeshadow either along the lower lash line or even for contouring and kind of getting into the inner corner of your eye or the outer corner of your eye. So this is a really good brush. I do go to these a lot to deposit color and pack color on as well because they are great for that too. I find them to be excellent for really making that V tip along the outer corner of your eye. I can really get a nice triangle shape. And remember, when you draw that triangle shape, you're trying to lift your eye, right? Because, right, as we get older, our eyes don't have as much lift, our face doesn't have as much lift. And so this is a good brush to have. I would even say you could get away with not having a stamp stamp brush and just having a contoured blending brush. So the next brush that I'm going to show you is the contoured eyeshadow brush, and I have two sizes here. So both of these are good brushes. The contoured blending brush, this one is my favorite. It's smaller, it's a little bit more compact. This is going to really sweep your eyeshadow up. So it's a good brush to kind of go along that inner corner, that outer corner, and really sweep that eyeshadow upwards, and even down here in the lower lash line, kind of sweeping it upwards. This is a great brush for kind of getting that color up there. And then you can go back in with your blending brush and just kind of soften any lines that you might have in your eyeshadow. So that is what I use the contoured brush for. I think it is an amazing brush. It's perfect also for getting the edges of your eye. So I think that this is definitely one that is a staple in anyone's eyeshadow brush repertoire. Okay, so the next brush I have is going to be, it comes in different sizes as well. These are all of those kind of angled, let me line these up right. All of these angled brushes. You can see how they're angled. These are flat along the bottom and they are kind of at an angle. So the thinner ones will create that kind of eyeliner look. So if you're wanting to use your shadow as an eyeliner, a thinner one would be what you would go for. But if you wanted to put some more color like underneath your eyes, you might want to go with a little bit thicker flat angled brush. But these are going to be really great for sweeping your look upward and for creating those eyeliner type lines in your eyeshadow. These are excellent for that, and you only need one size. You can possibly get away with using a thinner one and then just, you know, really putting more and more color on. I do have a preference myself. I really prefer the thicker angled brushes, but I do like the thinner ones for creating like the siren look, the siren eye, or the fox eye, because they do have more precision. But you can get away with just the thinner one if you would like. Then the other brush that you could use would be the flat, more of a flat blending brush. And this is great. This one's great for packing on color, for getting it in specific parts of your eyes, for any blending around top lashes or the lower lashes. These are great brushes for that as well. And then you have the oval eyeshadow brushes. They're kind of more shaped like that. They're like a little tongue. And these are actually crease brushes. They can pack on a lot of color. They can do lines as well around the eyes. They can blend out, and you can get color like just along certain lines of your crease or just in the inner corner. These are great brushes to have. And then finally you have the brush that everybody gets with their brush set, and that is your basic medium eyeshadow brush, and I've got two here. This one is a little bit more tongue shaped, but it can really pack on that color. It can blend. It is a great brush to have, and that is a definite necessity in your brush collection. And then you have the blending brushes that are like really, really super tongue shaped, and these are just going to blend it, but they're going to blend the eyeshadow in a little bit more concentrated manner. And because they're blending in a concentrated manner, you're not gonna get the color to spread around a lot, but they're great for kind of blending out lines in your eyeshadow that when you've deposited other colors on, you can kind of blend that out a little bit. It's more tightly compact, so you're going to get some more, it's going to disperse the eyeshadow, but it's not going to disperse it over a larger area. It's going to do it over a smaller area. And then one of my favorite brushes is just kind of like just a contoured brush, and you can get any kind of contoured brush. I just love this one because it gets in my creases, and as you can tell, I have very big eyes, so it's kind of hard. With the smaller brushes, they don't do me so well. So, but this one gets into that crease and kind of blends it out a little bit. And then I usually take a larger blending brush and go over to make sure that I don't have any of those lines. And then of course you have those little small precision brushes, which everybody loves. So these are precision liner brushes. They are great. I suggest you have one brush that's like a tiny brush. And the reason being is you can get color on the inner corner of your eye if you want to highlight that area. It's great for highlighting above on your brow line, just below your eyebrows. They're also great for, some of the thinner ones are great for creating a liner look with your eyeshadow. So these are also going to be a really good brush to have just to kind of get those little extra highlights. I always do a little bit of highlight like in my inner corner. And so these are great brushes for kind of getting in there and being super precise and not getting the shadow everywhere else. And there you have it. Those are the brushes that I feel are absolutely those brushes that you can't live without. And so let me go back over them again. We have the blending brush, the kind of big blending brush. We have the medium-sized eyeshadow brush. Okay, that's gonna deposit color all over your lid. We have and of course there's smaller versions of blending brushes as well. And I'm showing you a set of brushes so you can see that most sets have these specific brushes that I'm talking about in them. A contoured blending brush is also something you'll want, some kind of angled brush, and some kind of contoured eyeshadow brush. So there you have it, a blending brush, a medium brush, an angled brush, and a contour brush. Really all the brushes that you will need to create any eyeshadow look are these babies right here. Okay, just 6 simple brushes will get you any eyeshadow look. More than welcome to try all of the other brushes that are available. There are some great eyeshadow sets. I bought the Morphe, the Ariel brushes by Morphe, and they were created by the makeup artist Ariel for Morphe. I think they're an awesome set of brushes. So what do I clean my brushes with? Because as you can see, I try to keep my brushes really, really clean. And I have found that I don't like soaping my eyeshadow brushes. If we're talking about my face brushes, like the ones I use to put foundation on, or the ones that I use to do my contouring, those brushes work great when you soap them up. Eyeshadow brushes don't get a whole lot of makeup on them. So what I like to use on my eyeshadow brushes is the Brush Bath Purifying Brush Cleaner. This stuff is bomb. I spritz a little onto my brush, and then I take a microfiber towel and I just kind of just do this with it, and all of the eyeshadow comes off very easily. So I do that once I'm finished with my eyeshadow or right before I'm about to begin my eyeshadow. I'm not always great about cleaning my brushes at the end, but I make sure to do it before I start a new look. So there you have it, everything you need to achieve a beautiful eyeshadow look and what all those brushes do. I'm not gonna say that there aren't a million sizes of these brushes, but really when it comes down to it, a good set of about 5 to 6 brushes that have different functions are all you're going to need to create that eyeshadow look. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Glow Up with Shelly.